This is my rat engine. This thing is basically put together from junk. The only thing that's new in it is the crank bearings, cam bearings, of course all the gaskets, and the rings in these jugs. I honed them out. They aren't the greatest, but they're smooth. They're a little stained, you know. I just took the crap out of it. I didn't sandblast it or wire brush. I just wire brushed the dirt out. I didn't, you know, sandblast and paint them like the last time. This is a rat engine. We even put the ratty, rusty oil pump cover on with a new gasket, shellac, and all that crap. Piston's a little pitted on the top, not a big deal. This jug has a little bit of a ridge. They all do. However, this flywheel is brand new. Clutch is brand new. Pressure plate is fairly new. I can't turn it because I don't have my heads on. It'll slide out of the jugs. I got my little ring tool. I've used this 8 times. You put it in there and you squeeze it together with a pair of vice grips and you lock it down, right? It's the perfect size. And then you tap your jug in, and by the time you get the jug to the last ring, take the vice grips off, they're all done. Takes minutes. I got rid of the remote oil cooler, this thing. I got rid of this. I decided to go with the doghouse. I like the doghouse. I'm always in the battery low. I don't know how far the last video got because the battery died. This is the rat engine. I literally just clean it and slap it together. Brand new rings, brand new bearings, brand new cam bearings. Basically just clean the grease. There isn't a screw that's got grease on it. Leaving the patina just the way it is. Dug all the grease out of the corners. Didn't paint it. Rusty nuts, rusty bolts. Single vac distributor with electronic ignition. Doghouse. Brand new rings, but the jugs have just been honed out. I don't know how long they've been sitting, but it's the only 1600s I had left. But it's together and it spins. It's been fun. I got a nice, I took that, like I said, I took this off, if that was in the last video or not. I took this stupid thing off the generator because it's a fairly new generator. You know, it says cannot be tested off the vehicle. It's pretty new. I did the old ratty, put all my pulleys together, found a rusty one, and just wire brushed it and put some assembly lube on it so it doesn't get any worse. It's got a brand new fan on it, it appears too. The fan's in really nice condition. But we're going to have a generator on this engine. Now, I think this was originally on the engine, but it's nasty. So we're going to pressure wash this, clean it up. It goes right on it, it's just nasty. Get out of the way. Of course that thing's going to be right in the way when I got to put something together, you know what I mean? It'll go there, but it ain't going to be that nasty. It's going to be as clean as the numbers are. This is a, it's got a Volkswagen logo, and it says H5753763. I don't know what year, make, model, whatever it is, but it had smaller jugs and it was a single port. Now it's got bigger jugs, and it's still going to be a single port. I have to rebuild the heads. That's not them. That's another set of heads. This is what was on there for a pulley. It's kind of painted, so I went with the rusty one. Of course, I have another alternator, generator, all kinds of stuff in that bin over there. So tomorrow I'll clean this up. Today I did the jugs, the pistons, the rings, put the pistons and the rings and the jugs in, cleaned all the head bolts. They're all wire brushed. Not painted, just wire brushed to get the grease out of them. The rat engine. It's all clean. I have no idea what I got for video because my camera keeps crashing and that's pissing me off. I gotta get the little flap tube that goes on this too. I gotta get push rod tubes. Now I have chrome ones of these heat deflectors. I'll put them on because you can't see them anyway. They go like way under here. Let me hold this. They go way under here. You're not even gonna see them. Rat engine, generator. Nice clean, nice clean. I need a voltage regulator now. DF, D positive. Looks pretty new. The cover all nasty, scratchy, black. Somebody painted it a while ago, but it's been through hell and back. I just cleaned it. Alright, I'm going in, Have a good night. I did so much work tonight I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Jugs, piston rings, everything. I don't even think I took any pictures because my hands were so nasty. But I'll try and take some right now. Have a good night. Alright, well here's my generator stand. It's been washed in a parts cleaner and then washed in water outside in the garden hose. My little bucket thing there. It's totally grease free inside and out, all the way down the tube here. Looking good. A little bit of scratchy paint and war marks, but that's going on the rat engine, so that can go right there. And I have a few other things to clean up. I have the heads. I just washed them off real good. Get all the grease off them. They actually look really good. Ain't gonna need much. They have good studs, so I'm not worried about that. This is actually black paint, not grease. But they're drying off in the sun. Got a little bit of grease in there. I'm gonna see if I can dig that out. But it's a rat engine. I'm going to run it with a little bit of grease. So these could be going on soon if I can clean that out. That ain't that bad. I'll pick at it, do a little more cleaning. The other one's in here. I've been running it through the ports to clean it out. Pretty cool. I got this at the flea market the other day for a couple bucks. This is the only one. I know there's like a 3 set, but this is the only one I got. And it is a Fokker DR1 Eindecker or 3-wing. But it's just the wrong color. Yellow and blue. Come on, we gotta make this thing red. It's looks like it's cast aluminum. It's pretty neat. A little conversation piece for the garage. It's pretty big. But for $3 I had to have it. Another flea market find. I have another cam. This is a flat cam. It's in pretty damn good shape too, but that's just extra parts. So once this gets cleaned up, I can start putting the heads back on, and we'll go from there. It's my little parts cleaner I got for free with a, I cleaned out a house and it was in there. Or I think my friend Chris gave me this, so I can't remember. I've had like 3 of these things. Every time I get rid of them, somebody gives me another one. It's another set of heads, but these are dual port, I believe. Those are dual ports. Okay, having fun. These are some ribbed valve covers I had. They're pretty old. The ribs go all the way to the end. They're not like the ones you buy online either. These are pretty old. Dual carburetor, single Solex. Actually, single Solex on each end. I forget the numbers on these. I believe it's the same as this, which is a 3612 PDSI T-2. Of course, this side ain't together. This side ain't together either. I'm just setting it together. I actually have the wrong studs in here, but just to see what it looked like. It's getting big. It's going to be crazy. The tube's on the wrong side, so I got the wrong carburetor on the wrong side, but it's just to see what it looks like. I found out my valve guides are junk. I was going to replace them anyway, but I'm going to order a new set of valve guides. Oh, I cleaned this up. Just wire brushed everything, got most of the grease off. This was in the parts cleaner, like I said. I don't know where my cap is. I got to find my cap. I think it's in the bottom of this box. And I mean the bottom of this box. I got a couple of starters for cores. There's one there and there's one over here. They're like $35 when you swap them out. I gotta clean up my act here. Oh my god, this is gonna be a nightmare. Yeah, that's not light. Ugh. Getting old. Getting old. Dual ports, put that in there. Dual port, put that in there. I know it's in here somewhere. My alternator connection. My generator stands. Oh, I don't think it's in here. It's not there. What else did I do? Oh, I cleaned up my 12-volt coil. This one had a chrome wrapper around it. It's kind of crappy. This is now an electronic ignition. I have the pickup. I bought it off of Jeff. I cleaned up my stock pulley the other day. This is the earlier small hoop oil dipstick. Like I said, that's all clean. My heads have been cleaning. I need valve guides. I gotta put those on. But where the hell is my oil cover cap? Oh, 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 oh. Almost. I got a gas cap. We gotta get organized here. This is getting ridiculous, isn't it? Ridiculous. I gotta throw things away is what I gotta do. I hate throwing things away. Because eventually I go, why did I throw that away? Alright, this is getting crazy. I wish that fit. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? Why couldn't they make this fit? Come on, guys. Have some common sense. Could have saved money, made one pot fit on 5 places, you know? Could have been a gas cap, an oil cap. I don't know. I'll find it. My alternator's all cleaned up. Well, generator's all cleaned up. It has a stock nickel-plated pulley. It's just dirty. I didn't clean this. This sucker is fairly new. It looks like it was. This one was also wrapped in a stainless steel, one of those cover things that they think makes it look pretty. I need to find a fuel pump. And I don't want a new one because it'd be the only shiny thing on the whole damn engine. Except for maybe that. But I thought those looked cool. But I don't know. Having fun. H5765. No, let me see that. H5753763. Somebody can look it up for me. My 10mm, like I said, is now an M8. We have an external oil cooler. And a bunch of junk. My valves are over here all cleaned up. I cleaned them all. That was another thing I did. All 8 of those are clean. That's the extra set of pistons and jugs that are 1,500 or close to that. What did I do with my cover? Gotta be in here. Gotta be in here. It's one of those things I took it off, put it down, and like, yeah, I'll clean it up later. And it never gets down to that because I can't find it. Brand new wiring kit. This is for Rich's Trike when I get a chance. There's my power cord. Bugger. Look at that. Now I got 3 of them out here. 1, 2, 3. The sun's kind of hitting down, so you're not going to be able to see me in a few. This is an old air cleaner. I wonder if I can get that to work. I don't think this one is an oil bath. Or maybe it's one of those you oil down the filter things. I'd love to open it and see what's in it. We'll go from there. I don't think that fits his carburetor, and it doesn't matter. I don't have 1 carburetor. I have 2. He's watching over us. Alright, I guess I'll put this up here. I'm going to find that cover. Where the hell it went. See you in a bit. Whoop. Alright, well, I put my first gasket down, and I only put glue on the case side. I use that shellac stuff. Nice thick gasket. I put it on the case side, and then I put this cover on. Now, there's no screen filter in there yet or nothing. I wire brushed all the little nuts. I don't have any of the little copper washers that go behind them just yet, but I got the first gasket down, and the trick is bolt this one down, then I'll put my screen, then I'll put my next gasket, then I'll put sealant on both sides, and then I can put the cover on. I don't think I have that plug. I gotta look around. I did find my oil cap, and I did clean it, just clean it, not wire brush it or sandblast it or anything crazy like that. Problem with this is I did sandblast it, but it was a long time ago, and this is the only one I have that has a drain, and I want to use the stock screen filter. I don't care. It's all aesthetics. But I found this missing bolt. It's right here. The bolt that goes between the case. I have a few others I gotta zip in. I gotta clean up the studs and put some more bolts in. I gotta find another one of these, but all in fun, having fun. I gotta get this one out. I don't understand this. Looks like someone got it halfway out and then slammed the case in the ground. Surprisingly enough, all of my holes are good, except that one. All the holes are there. They're not the greatest, but they're there. I usually grind that thing up. They're a pain in the ass. Now, one of the old school things I did have was this. The extra capacity oil filter, oil pump, oil tank thing. It's literally bolts onto the bottom. But it's something you want to mess with when the case is split. You don't want to take these studs out here. Drop one of those and they will be here for weeks. And this one's kind of nasty inside. I really don't want to mess with it. We'll use it one day, but just not on this engine. So, my pistons, a little pitted on the top, but they're all cleaned and honed, and they have brand new rings. I found my switch. That was missing. I found the oil cap that was missing. What else? I gotta find the oil plug that's missing, but just got a few more nuts and bolts to clean up. Gotta put some nuts on that other edge, but having fun. I got this for $3 the other day. I thought it was pretty cool. It's just a 1/4" drive Kebco Nebo 1/4" drive ratchet. Push the button. How to do one hand, of course, and you can go straight, or you can go at an angle, or you can go full 90, and you just reverse it by turning this little cam. But it was neat. And you unscrew the end, and it's got like 5 sockets inside of it. Things are all standard; they're not metric. So, a neat little Volkswagen tool. If I could turn them all metric. So this is all nice and clean. I like in the broken up factory black paint. What a bad paint job. Lasted 40-something years, you gotta figure. Oh, the only thing chrome so far is my dipstick. I just noticed my dipstick is chrome. Chrome won't get you home. Alright, more to clean up. I gotta put some more nuts on here, put that bolt in. Alright, having fun. I'll get some pictures. Oh yeah, I found some black RTV, ultra black. And I glued in some brand new gaskets to my vintage ribbed valve covers. Those are going to go on this thing. Looking good. I like to put the glue on this side so that way if I ever going to pop them off, good to go. They come off without any crap. These can stay dry. Maybe put a little oil on them before you pop them together. A good one is Vaseline. Put a little Vaseline on the edge here. The oil will dry it up. What a mess. Alright, I was trying to figure out something to do that wouldn't cost money, so I found all the nuts for the heads. I changed this back to a short because if you notice in the pictures, this one and this one were too long. These are the 8-inch. I accidentally had them on, I think they were the 9.5s. All the nuts and washers, like I said, are clean. Then I went wandering around and I found all of these nuts and washers. So these are all nice and clean. Now what I do is just stick them on a screwdriver, which I had right here. Any screwdriver, even a Torx. Stick it on a screwdriver. I put on my little wire brush, of which I just changed it. This is the one my dad gave me. This one's steel. Cleans nuts really nice. But again, it's just to get the grease and the dirt, and we're just cleaning it up. They float nice and free. We cleaned all the studs. I'm going to red Loctite them in the case once I'm sure that they are the correct ones. I got my oil thingy in, like I said. I found all the nuts and cleaned them up and put them in. All the 13mm nuts. They're like everywhere. And I mean, where's the other one? Everywhere. One there, that's for that little heater sensor bracket. A couple of these were missing. The stud, remember the bolt up here was missing. I found another one for down here. And they're all torqued. Okay. But I got 2 starter bolts. Starter bolt has that notch in it. Now my case is not threaded. Normally they got smart later in the years. They not this hole. This is the one for the starter bolt, but the one over here that you can't see, they threaded it because it was a bitch to get your hand back there and put a nut on it when they were putting the engine in. Still don't have a fuel pump. I want a fuel pump. I did glue all this down though with the gasket shellac, and I glued all this down with gasket shellac. She's all clean. There's no dirt in the crannies and nothing. She's just bare metal, bare corrosion metal, or bare aluminum. I don't even think these are aluminum. I think they're a mix of metals, like a magnesium or something like that. But distributor clamps all clean. Everything's ready to rock and roll. My ports are all clean here for the rocker, for the push rod tubes. But that's it. It's been a long night. This is probably going to be a mix of 3 or 4 videos because the other day this camera was going on the fritz, and I think it was the recording mode. I looked at it, it was recording. I look at it again, it's not recording. It's like, what the frig? So I end up talking to myself. And it infuriated me, and I almost whipped the thing across the room, but I didn't. It's still here, and you're still here, so that is now electronic. That is awesome. My completely stock pulley. Amazingly enough, it's not warped, no dents, nothing. Just as usual, this groove right here gets so full of grease and grime and dirt and crap, but it's all nice and clean now. And my bolts don't touch the pulley. I thought the studs that I put in were going to be too long, but that's okay. They are fine. I'll get my little baffle tube for the end, and I think there's a clip that goes through it that holds it on so it doesn't blow off. I call it the puke tube. This is the puke tube. Any extra vapor or whatever of the oil comes down this tube and just drips on the ground, marks its spot like a Harley. It's actually not a bad little case. You really don't want to paint them because the paint comes right off. I don't care what you use. I used, I think it was 1200 degree barbecue grill stuff on my case because I didn't care. It looked better than dull, like this one is. This one is dull. So that's it. Nice rusty cover. My jugs just cleaned out the crap that was in there. There was not nuts, but a lot of like bedding material from who knows what, some kind of animal. These were a little rusty, but they cleaned up. I still got a little bit of caca here, but that's nothing. Nothing that goes inside the engine. I need to get a filter. That'll be the only piece of chrome on the whole thing. Alright, that's it. I'm just talking to myself here now. That's all I do. I'm going in. You have a good night. I just realized I lied right to your face. Where I said that was the only piece of chrome, I was wrong. My underside tins are chrome. Now these are aftermarket thingies somebody invented to replace that stupid little metal flap that goes between the middle. It kind of directs the air around the bottom of the cylinders to get rid of any heat. These things can snap in at any point in time when the jugs are on, so they're on now because I don't want to forget them. They literally fit right on the top of the first fin and they snap into all the studs, whether it be a large or a small stud. They snap in. You can see them snapped in pretty good right there, right there. And you just take a rubber hammer, push it in here and give it a whack. And the inside ones go in. This one's in, I'm pretty sure. Yep. That one's on, that one's on, that one's on. And that one's close. So we'll give it a little whack. There it is. These are like 15 bucks, 20 bucks, but they're pretty cool. The cylinder head will end up covering this. Well, actually, this will cover the edge of the cylinder head when you put it on. Right now, I am going in. Have a good night. I will talk to you soon.